Hi everyone, welcome back to another episode of Mind Your Business. In today's episode, we're going to be speaking to Shay, owner of Sugared and Sprayed. Let's go.
Oh, necessary, I would say. I think everyone needs SNS. Yes, in their lives. Yeah.
Calming,
Clean.
flawless.
Hey guys, welcome back to Mind Your Business. In today's episode, I'm here with Shay. If you'd like to introduce yourself and tell us what you do.
Yeah, so I'm Shanae, but most people know me as Shay, and I'm the founder of Sugared and Sprayed, which is a spray tanning and sugaring studio based in South East London.
Amazing. So what does the day-to-day life look like for you?
It can really depend. It depends on the day. So I could be in treatment room with clients actually doing sugar and spray tanning, which is what we do as our services. But then I also teach other women how to sugar as well. So I'm also a sugaring educator, so helping women set up their own businesses, to brand development and management of the team. Yeah, I wear many hats.
Yeah, these are a lot of roles you just mentioned. Is it just you or is there other people helping you?
So yes, in Sugared and Sprayed, in the actual studio, yeah, I do have a few SNS techs, which we call ourselves. Cool. But then I also have a back of house team as well. So like branding, social media, and then also as an educator, I work for another company, but I also, work with a big team as well. So.
Amazing. So how long have you been doing all of this for?
So I started Sugared and Sprayed officially 2018, and that year I used that to like get my qualifications, like get my practice in. But then I actually started to build my clientele from like 2019. So probably
did you always have in mind that you wanted to do this, or
no, I didn't.
What sparked
actually.
your interest?
So I've always been interested in business, but beauty just kind of seemed like a really good entry point into get into the into the business industry.
Yeah.
And I just found two services that was really niche that I didn't see myself in, and I just thought this was a really good opportunity to build on. And then it just kind of stemmed from there, really, in my bedroom, just brainstorming.
Oh. So tell us some more about your services.
So sugaring is a natural form of hair removal. So the best way to describe it, it's like wax, but better.
Yeah.
And then spray tanning. So it's generally using a solution to spray onto the skin. So it's a semi-permanent tan, very safe. And we actually specialize in spraying deeper tones as well. So we actually focus on a lot of black and brown women within our company, which is good.
Yeah, and in terms of sugaring, so what makes it better than waxing?
So there's many benefits, but the main difference is that it's 100% natural, it's vegan, it's organic, it's cruelty-free. And the way we apply it is completely different to wax. So with like wax, we apply the wax in the opposite direction. Whereas with sugaring, we remove the hair in the same direction. There's a less chance of getting like ingrowns, which is very, very common within especially intimate hair removal. So it's quite better for the skin.
And you mentioned that you specialize in deeper skin tones. Did you feel like this was something that you saw as like a gap in the market, or?
Yeah, definitely. So when I was doing research so I started this business as a side hustle to start off with. I wanted something after uni that I could kind of like call my own. Whilst I was figuring life out. And when I started to do research into the industry, I noticed that there wasn't women that looked like me. And I thought that was really important. And I wanted to create something where I could see women that looked like me and they could have services by women that look like me.
Yeah.
So that was my specialty. However, we are a company that celebrates all skins, all shapes, all sizes.
Yeah.
So.
Amazing. I mean, in terms of black women, I don't actually personally know a lot of black women that tan. Was it something that you were doing before you started the business, or?
Not at all. Again, so I kind of, when I was doing my research into like what services I wanted to do, I'm going to be completely honest, I wanted to look for something that was easy. And when I looked into tanning, I thought this is really, I don't have the patience for things like lashes or anything like that. So when I came across tanning, I was like, this is amazing, but I wasn't sure like how it would be perceived as a black woman tanning other women, because obviously what you see, it's generally dominated by white counterparts. So when I started to do my research and I started to ask some of my friends, I was like, this is something that I would like to do. But if I'm being completely honest, I never looked at it from the angle of black women being tanned. It was more as a technician spray tanning. And I couldn't find that. But when I did start doing my research, I found a handful of women that were black that were like, oh, I love being tanned, but they all had something in common in terms of where they would go to wouldn't understand their skin type, or you're black, why do you need a tan?
Exactly.
And not realizing that we all come in different forms of black.
Different shades,
So I was like, this is something I really want to do. And all these women were mainly in America. So I was like, there's no one that's doing this in London. Like, why is that? And I was like, well, I'm just going to do it.
Yeah.
And I just became really passionate about it. And I've always kind of advocated that it's not something you have to do, but at least there is a service that you can come to.
Yeah, the option is
if
there.
you want to. And yeah, it's just kind of stemmed from there, really.
Amazing.
The service, like, I feel like sugaring is popular now, so realistically I could go anywhere, but Shay's the only person I've been to, only person I'm comfortable with, only person that's just, well, also Angel, but this is the only company that I really enjoy.
Oh, the service is amazing. I literally travel 1.5 hours to come here all the time. The service is just amazing.
So what would you say is your proudest moment so far?
I've got many, if I'm being completely honest.
That's good.
From the top of my head, I'd probably say in hiring my first employee.
Oh, yeah.
So going from doing a lot of it myself to actually being able to branch out and give someone else the opportunity to actually train them and actually see them actually do what I do, and people actually booking with them, that was a really proud moment for me.
Yeah, and at the beginning when you started, did you always have in mind that you wanted to expand and make it into like a bigger business with employees?
I think that idea came very quickly. When I first started, it was very much like side hustle. How can I make a little bit of money while I'm kind of figuring it out? But then when I actually realized the mission that I had for this company and I realized the potential that it had, I was like, yes, I definitely want to scale it and make it bigger. So yeah, in a nutshell, yeah.
Yeah, and you mentioned that you started in your bedroom. Obviously now we're in this beautiful studio.
Oh,
How long have you had this place for?
So I've had it for about maybe 2 years, but obviously with COVID, it's kind of like swiped out a year. So it doesn't feel like that long, but it's been about, 2 years. When I first started it, I was actually set up in my cousin's front room. So I was working a full-time job at the time, and then I would kind of do that and then come here. Go to my cousin's and actually do that for 2 days and stuff. So quite quickly, it took me about 9 months and then I came here.
Amazing. So what is your, let's say, weakest moment that you've had so far? What do you find most difficult along your journey?
I would probably say balancing work life and personal life, if I'm being completely honest. I think I always say to people, if you want to start your own business, it's quite insane because it's quite difficult to turn off.
You're always on.
You are always on. And for me, for a very long time, there was no separation between personal life and work life.
Yeah.
Now I'm kind of finding a bit of a balance. It is a work in progress, but I'm now enjoying life a lot more than I did in the beginning because it was very much like, how can I make the brand better? What do I need to do? But I would say that would probably be my difficulty in terms of just like being able to like turn off at appropriate times.
Yeah.
Oh, I would say probably about 6 months or so.
2 years.
It's at least a year, I think, if not a bit more, yeah.
Gosh, I'd say it must be about 2 years now. I've been one of the OG members, so since the beginning that when Shay was in her cousin's place.
What do you feel has helped with balancing your work and life together?
Delegating.
Yeah.
I am someone that I naturally just want to do everything. And because I'm so passionate about it, it kind of like, it's my baby.
Yeah.
So I want to have so many fingers in the pie, but I realized in order to grow the business in a healthy way, I need help.
Yeah.
So my team I love my team. They're super helpful. And we have a really good working relationship as well. So no question's a silly question, and if I need help, they are willing to just muck in, which is really, really nice.
Yeah. So tell us some more about the SS Hustle program.
Yeah, so the Sugarista Side Hustle program. So that was built in, so I wanted to do that because when I first started Sugared and Sprayed, I was very lucky to have support from my friends, my family, but also have a really good mentor.
Okay.
But I realized that there was a lack of mentorship within the industry. And coming from like near enough nothing and building this into something, I really wanted to kind of iron out some of the kinks for some of the students that I teach. So I wanted to create a program where they could learn a skill whilst earning money and working on that skill. So what I did was create a program that was in-house to my business, where they come and work for us for a certain period of time, and they're able to bootstrap some cash in order to invest in their own sugaring enterprises while getting some mentorship. So I'm really, really passionate about that project.
Amazing. And when did you start that? Was that at the same time that you launched, or did this come a bit later on?
No, this only launched probably this year, like June, I think.
Okay.
So that came from me just thinking, okay, I really want to scale the business as well. Like, how can I do that? Because it was getting to a stage of where I was finding it a little bit difficult to manage behind the scenes as well as being in the treatment room. And I was like, okay, what can I do? And yeah, I came up with the idea, and I kind of ran it past a few people, and they were like, that's a really dope idea. And then, yeah, I launched it, and now I've got 2 students now in the program, which is really nice.
That's good. What would you say is the key lesson that you've learned from all of this so far?
Oh, key lesson. So I would say, first and foremost, being compassionate with myself. I'm somebody that I am naturally a perfectionist. So I want things done perfectly from
all the time.
All the time. And it's weird because with my students, I'm somebody that I'm like, it doesn't matter, start small, like we can always build up. But with me, I'm just like, nope, it's got to be perfect from the get-go. So I've learned to be a little bit more compassionate and patient with myself, but then also being flexible and adaptable as well. Like, so running a business, you have to, like I said, you wear so many different hats. So if for any reason someone can't work or something can't be done, you have to muck in and be okay with that, and know that if you know, if you love your business enough, you know, you're gonna have to work around certain things. So yeah, I would say that's a key lesson in terms of compassion and flexibility and adaptability.
Cool. So also, what do you think of Black Pound initiatives like Black Pound Day?
I think it's dope. I think it's a really good, we're moving in the right direction. I think for a long time, you saw the Black and brown community very segregated. So I feel like it's taken unfortunate events for us to get to a stage where we can work together collectively. But I'm loving the direction that we're going. For a very long time, we were in the shadows of a lot of things. And now I think it's great that we're able to showcase our Black excellence, like what we are able to achieve individually and collectively. So I think it's a dope start. I think it's really, really good. But I think I hope that we can continue it, and it's something that can grow into something bigger. And it doesn't have to be just a day that's dedicated, like every day is Black Pound Day, and we shouldn't feel any way to invest in Black businesses, because that is the way forward. So, but yeah, I think it's a great start, and I'd love to see it.
So at the beginning when it launched, would you say that you saw more sales, or did you get more clients?
Yeah, I would definitely say that we did get a lot of backative from our community, but I would like to say that the brand that we've grown, naturally we have attracted a lot of people to the brand, even though we are in such a small space. We've had so many different people, but I would definitely say we have a lot of people investing in our Black business, which is really, really nice.
After my treatments, I mean, look at me, I'm glowing. I'm glowing. That's how I feel, really.
I feel fresh. I feel clean. I feel smooth. And because I don't get bumps as much as I used to before, in fact, that they're just disappearing, the bumps. So I have an amazing feeling after.
So what does the future of Sugar and Sprayed look like?
I definitely want a bigger space.
Okay,
a bigger space, and I would like to franchise the business. So I'm really passionate about, again, being in more Black spaces. So I would love to franchise and have a SNS, Ghana, Nigeria, Jamaica. So
World domination.
World domination. But I'm also as well, just as an individual, being an educator as well, just supporting more young women within the industry. And I'm so proud of the students that I have taught and seen them starting their own businesses, and being able to just see that there's room for us all. You know, I feel like there was a mindset how business used to be, that we had to compete with each other.
There's only one space at the top. There's only one
space at the table, and I just think there's enough food for us all to eat.
There is.
So why not? Let's empower each other. Like, let's not just say these things, let's actually do that. And I'm really passionate about being an advocate for that and creating value within my community, regardless of how that is. So yeah, that's the future.
Yeah, I think that really does show through in your business, even with the Hustle program, because I don't think there's many people that they create their business and then think of how they can help other people create their businesses too. So that's really good.
Yeah, I'm really passionate about that. And like I say, like, I think what's really helped Sugar and Sprayed grow is collaboration. From the very beginning, I've been a massive advocate for how can we work together, because being a lone wolf, it's very lonely, and it can be very difficult. So I always kind of have the mantra of like, how can we make this more easier? How can we make this more enjoyable? How can we create value? How can we make this more fun? So you can only do that with other people. So that's always kind of been the ethos of Sugared and Sprayed, and I do that within my teaching. I do that with my team. I do that with my clients. Like, I'm so lucky that some of my clients have become some of the bestest of friends of mine because we've been able to work together on other projects and just build beautiful relationships from that. So I think, if anything, I always want to carry that through with anything I do, like collaboration, because that's how you create value.
Yeah. And what advice would you give to someone that's looking to start their own sugaring business?
Start. I'm somebody, I think before I started Sugared and Sprayed, I was such, again, a perfectionist. It had to be a certain way. I had to have this, I had to have that.
Before you start?
Yeah, I needed a certain amount of resources before it could be deemed as successful. And I think the greatest strength that I took from Sugared and Sprayed was I started with minimal resources. I didn't have much money. I didn't have a great setup, but I just got what I needed. And I thought, I'm just going to run with that and kind of see where it goes. And I think by having that mindset, it enabled me to be where I am. And I feel like instilling that into my students, they've been able to kind of pave the way forward and do that too. So I would say for anybody that wants to start, just start. Reach out, and no question's a silly question. I'm always here, and I'll support you where I can.
Yeah, I guess with that, it's like when you start, when you have almost nothing, it makes you appreciate it even more.
100%. Like, it humbles you.
Yeah.
It really humbles you, because you're like, this has to work. Like, I've got no other backing. So I think by starting with very minimal, it allows you to grow. And that's something my mum always instilled within me. Like, if you have everything from the start, where can you go? There's no fun in that. So I think, that's really helped me kind of get to where I am today.
Brilliant. I mean, let's have a look at some more of your products.
Yeah, sure.
So show us what the process looks like.
Amazing. So I'm just going to cleanse my client's skin first. So whilst I'm cleansing, I'm just looking for any contraindications that could prevent me from doing this treatment.
What's a contraindication?
So it basically means anything that could inhibit the treatment from going
Okay,
through.
cool.
So everything looks a-okay. So I'm just giving it a nice cleanse. Leg up for me. Perfect.
And this is for sugaring?
Yeah, so this is for sugaring. So I'm just cleansing here now. So it's important, so each hand has a intention. So this is my support hand. So my support hand can have contact with my client's skin, but it can't actually go into the paste. And my right hand is my sugaring hand. So I can only really touch the client with my sugaring hand once I have my sugar in my hand.
Yeah, and why is that?
Just to prevent any cross-contamination. So I'm just dabbing off any excess moisture. And then I'm gonna go in with my drying powder. So it helps to keep the skin dry, so it's a barrier between...
Self-explanatory.
It's a barrier between the paste and the skin.
Yeah.
So I'm just going to quickly do a test strip on my client's leg just to make sure that I'm happy with the consistency.
And does it hurt at all?
I always say that pain is subjective.
Yeah.
So I like to use the word uncomfortable. So sometimes the client could face or experience some discomfort, but everybody's different. So I have clients that can fall asleep throughout a treatment.
The whole thing?
Yeah, where I've got some people that can be a little bit sensitive. But I always say, especially to anybody that's new to professional hair removal, that your first experience might be the most difficult, but the more you do, the easier it gets. So we apply the paste in the opposite direction, and then we remove in the same.
And what are some of the benefits of sugaring?
So it's a natural exfoliant, so it helps to exfoliate dead skin. So it's It only adheres to dead skin cells, which is really nice. Unlike things like wax, which can actually adhere to live skin cells, which potentially could cause like tearing of the skin.
Yeah.
Sugaring it only would adhere to dead skin cells, so it actually exfoliates whilst extracting hair.
Nice. This looks so satisfying in slow motion.
So many people still don't know what sugaring is.
Really?
Yeah, I get so many questions of, what is it?
I guess when they first see it, they probably just assume it's just wax.
Yeah. I mean, I have people that have actually, is it a dessert or like...
Oh no.
Because they don't understand like, what is sugaring.
Yeah.
But sugaring has been around for a very long time. It's a very ancient method of hair removal.
Yeah.
It originated in the Middle East. So Cleopatra was said to be the first woman to ever be sugared.
Wow.
Yeah, so it's been around for a very long time, and it was something that women used to do before their wedding day to be deemed as beautiful. Whereas now in the 21st century, whether you've got hair or not, you're still beautiful.
Yeah.
But it's if you want to remove hair, then this is a very good alternative, I would say.
Yeah.
To other forms. I don't know if you can see, but it's actually exfoliating her skin as well.
Oh yeah, I can see it.
The reason why the paste is actually changing colour is because we are collecting dead skin, powder and hair. Everything. So it goes from like a very golden colour, and when it's at its worst, it's like a grey. It almost looks like chewing gum with hair in it.
Yeah, it has gone from like almost honey to now like an old chewing gum.
Yeah.
I guess that's good then. It means that it is actually worth it. What is that though?
So this is body tonic. So this is basically just like a nice...
Oh, it smells nice.
Yeah, it's like a mist to cool the skin down. So it's got some really nice ingredients like aloe, rose water, myrrh, so quite a bit of essential oils. It just really helps to cool the skin down. Voila!
Beautiful. Okay, Shay, it was so lovely speaking to you. It was so nice finding out all about Sugared and Sprayed.
Thank you for having me.
I've really learned a lot today for real. Where can everybody find you?
So on socials, we are Sugared and Sprayed, and if you want to book an appointment with us, we are www.sugaredandsprayed.com.
Amazing. And if someone wants to learn, is it the same website too?
Yep. So
Brilliant.
You can send us an email, and yeah, I'll pick it up.
Okay, wish you all the best of your business.
Thank you.
I hope you guys enjoyed finding all about Sugared and Sprayed in the final episode of Mind Your Business. If you guys enjoyed this series, don't forget to like, comment and subscribe for more. Bye!